Hello and welcome to this edition of The Take. I'm your host as always, Kenny Dix here. The Take, the hub of pop culture on this Thursday, October 15th, 2020. Yes, indeed, we are here once again for another week of pop culture and entertainment moments of the week. But first things first, join in the conversation using the hashtag TakeItOnConnect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is king. So hit that subscribe button right here. Be notified of everything going on. Weekly shows, including the Take, the flagship program, Viral, the Pro Wrestling Show, Connect Now, and many others. So let's get to the big story. The big story this week is, man, now the election is merely 3 weeks away. And I tell you, election season is coming up. Trump versus Biden. President Trump looking to regain his seat in another 4 years. Joe Biden looking to oust the president and start a new administration. But all this COVID-19 stuff going on, you know how that be. Well, you've been hearing throughout the mail-in ballots on TV and throughout any media form, radio, if you want to include that, they'll go out and vote. Well, a lot of states are doing voting turnouts and stuff. And like I said, it's a record voter turnout. And as you see right here in this news report right here.
Day one of early voting for the Texas governor, who wanted to limit the number of drop-off boxes in that state. And tonight, news also from key battlegrounds, including Ohio. So again tonight on the early vote, here's ABC's Steve Osensaw.
They say everything is bigger in Texas, and tonight the long lines to the polls are proving it.
I think it just shows that everyone's ready to vote and doesn't want their vote to be suppressed.
Dallas, Austin, El Paso, and many people waiting all day are concerned that this is voter suppression. The governor of Texas is only allowing one drop-off box for mail-in votes per county, and a federal court on Monday agreed. A federal appeals court made a similar decision in Ohio for now only one drop-off box in each county. And in California, Republicans who set up more than 50 unofficial ballot drop boxes across the state were told to take them down. They have so far refused to do so, saying they are well within the law.
As soon as there was any sort of confusion or concern, we called them to remove the box.
Leading the charge against what she says is voter suppression is Stacey Abrams of Georgia, who ran for governor and lost in a close race where black voters were thrown off the voting rolls.
There have been battles being waged across the country, including in Georgia, about who has access to in-person early voting. But we know across the country, early voting is going to become the next front in the war against voters.
The president has been telling his supporters that he doesn't trust the process either.
I'm urging my supporters to go into the polls and watch very carefully, because that's what has to happen.
What should I be telling people about all of these concerns, about the long lines, about how long it takes to vote? Pack your patience, pack a sense of humor, but stay excited, stay enthusiastic.
The issues with this election keep coming. In Virginia today, this was the last day of voter registration, but the state website crashed after a work crew accidentally cut through the fiber cables. That website is up and running tonight. David?
Because of that fiber cable. That was unbelievable. All right, Steve, thank you again tonight. And with early voting underway and in the middle of this pandemic, we've got details for you. Mail-in voting, absentee voting.
For early voting, a record voting turnout for a lot of people. A lot of people trying to get their vote out and cast it. They don't want to be suppressed. They don't want to be an election that costs them everything that matters. I guess the media is trying to chime in during this pandemic to get everybody out and vote. So, like I said, do your best, do your due diligence, and go out and vote. So, okay. Voting is good. Speaking of that, with Trump, he defies orders again and is out of control once again. And is back on the campaign trail again with this.
Trump, and I approve this message. My administration will take all necessary steps to safeguard our citizens from this threat.
Hysterical xenophobia. Giving Americans a false sense.
Is it accurate that if these steps had not been put in place, there could have been 2 billion people dead here in the United States? Yes.
No matter how hard they
to stop us. They can't. We built the greatest economy the world has ever seen, and we're going to do it again. Together, we're beating back the invisible enemy. What the federal government did was a phenomenal accomplishment. Through it all, the world has witnessed the unyielding resolve of our incredible American people.
Promise made, promise kept.
And I'm fighting for you, and I love doing it with everything that I have. And you know that. With the grace of God, we will win this war, and we will win this war quickly. And we will.
Yes, the president tried to have a pep rally and didn't wear his mask. None of his supporters wore masks neither. So it's kind of like it's a free for all. So anything can happen. If you get COVID, you just get COVID. No matter if you got a mask or not. Well, President Trump had one of his allies, the not so friendly allies, they have a love-hate relationship, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Well, Trump had put this ad out. So that Trump put the ad out thinking Dr. Fauci was trying to be in support of him. Dr. Fauci felt like it was out of context, and Dr. Fauci had to respond. But President Trump even fired back on his tweets saying Dr. Fauci with the baseball stuff needs to, you gotta call him with, he's weak in baseball, but he don't know his stuff. So it's like going on with Trump and his government officials going on with that. But we'll have a little more Trump later on what's going on in the political rundown. All right, let's get to celebrity news. On celebrity news this week, is rapper Cardi B and soon-to-be ex-husband Offset back on? Well, a lot of people want to know, and here's the report on it. Take a look.
Big parties that were packed with celebrities. Here are some videos shared by fan groups on social media. First party was Saturday night at Area 15. At Area 15, with stars Kylie Jenner, rapper Megan Thee Stallion, and boxer Floyd Mayweather all in attendance. Cardi danced the night away, and the biggest talker is her ex Offset was there and gifted her a Rolls Royce. Now this comes, just standard birthday gift.
Right.
And this comes just 1 month after the couple filed for divorce. Then last night, the party continued over at the restaurant Bloom in Henderson. Cardi had a private room where she celebrated all night long. And I believe our own Cassandra Jones saw she was still posting by the time she came into work this morning.
Oh, geez. Good
Yeah.
for her.
Yep, good for her.
And saw right there, Cardi B celebrated her 28th birthday. Offset surprised her with a car, and she didn't know what to think. She took it, but then they had Offset had something with Culture in the back seat. I don't know. I think many people think it's a publicity stunt, but we don't know how all this is going to elaborate. Cardi B, if it is, if she cheats on her one more time and she want to file divorce, she might well stay with her, because it's just, she just keeps on doing this, and then she's sick and tired of it, and then she takes it back. It's like the young and the restless are the days of our lives. Or better yet, could this be a general hospital type of deal? We just don't know. But heck, it is what it is on that. Also, Destiny's Child singer Kelly Rowland is expecting her second baby. Many people, the reports were that Kelly was going to divorce her husband, but they reconciled, and now they're going to have a baby together. So congratulations to the couple that mend fences with a second baby. Also, after Jonah Hill and his fiancée Gianna Santos are reportedly calling it quits. I didn't even know they was engaged. I didn't even know Jonah Hill was getting married. What the hell? I really didn't know. I thought he was just working on a movie or doing something productive. I didn't know he was engaged, but you never know these days, these times, these hard times. All right. On talk shows this week, on the Wendy Williams show, Wendy Williams raised the air about Tory Lanez going to court after the reports that Tory Lanez has been charged with shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. And many people thought, they didn't want Megan to be around him. And, a lot of food, BS going on with Tory and Megan. when Megan wasn't believed because she's a black woman, and Tory didn't come out with it. Now Wendy Williams weighs in, and watch what she says about this whole Megan Thee and Tory Lanez messy situation. Take a look.
I have no idea how she was dancing on SNL. Megan, you are a walking miracle. TMZ got the video, and we've showed this video before. She's walking out of the car. There's blood leaking, and they were riding. If he's convicted, he faces 22 years in prison, which I don't really know the system, but I say 22 years is too much for shooting somebody in each foot. Maybe 3 to 5. He needs a good lesson. Yeah. And now he's on his sympathy tour on his social media. He put a picture of him and his son up. Right? Don't do it. I don't know how many kids he has. As far as I know, he only has this one. And we don't know who the baby's mom is. But don't use kids as your sympathy.
Williams trying to pinpoint what had happened with the gun situation. And for a little man like him shooting a tall woman like Megan Thee Stallion, you know it had to be love. You want to shoot her. Now he's trying to use sympathy for having a kid around. Still ain't gonna work. He don't want to get deported. I get that, but you know how they go. Let's see how this all fare out. But I think Megan has a long, sustainable career. She's a Revlon girl, with the Rihanna's brand and YouTube music. So she got a long, and then she's most influential person, Time 100. So she's got a long-standing career going on. She got a career at stake. She only be fooling around with Tory. And like Wendy Williams said, she needs to reevaluate her inner circle and see who's good for her and who's bad. And she's already, they're picking out like apples. I'm telling you right now, picking out like apples. All right. On Live with Ride with Kelly and Ryan, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo tells who's been the harshest critic of his little statements. Take a look.
Fascinating read. Please welcome the 56th Governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo. Good morning, Governor Cuomo. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, good morning. I'm still on the life-size Gumby at 5.5 feet tall.
Yes.
I didn't know Gumby was that tall.
Do you have a favorite stuffed animal?
I can't say that I do. I can't say that I do. But I am impressed that Gumby's that tall, I'll tell you the truth.
That's why he's very politically astute.
Exactly.
He was
Not taking
refusing
sides.
to take a side. Okay, so Governor, I have to tell you that your briefings became, I would say, certainly American must-see daily briefings. Did you realize what an impact your calm, cool delivery had across the country during the initial lockdown?
Yeah, in the beginning, Kelly, no, not at all. First, I don't know that it was calm and cool. I think I was just exhausted most of the time. So they could protect themselves. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to give them the facts, the unbiased, forget politics, forget everything else. Here's where we are. Here's what we have to do. And people were quarantined. They were locked up in their home. And I think the briefings gave them a sense of continuity, and they knew what was going on, and one day at a time.
And you became a household name across the country with these must-see events. What was that like for you, Governor?
It's this whole world is so weird and isolated now. I know intellectually we had over 64 million people watching the briefings, and
wow.
The emails and the letters were so beautiful and so personal and really inspired me and gave me the strength to go on. But for me, it was very simple. I was just telling the truth and telling people how I felt, and being honest about my emotions, because I wanted that connection was important for me. So people understood the information and they would act accordingly. Very dramatic things in a very short period of time. We went from the first COVID case to total shutdown in just 19 days. And nobody ever heard of shutdown before. We're going to close schools, you have to stay at home, etc. So to communicate that information and develop that relationship and rapport with people where they would actually do that and do it together, it was extraordinary for me also.
I have to say,
the governor of New York, when he did the pandemic situation, he gave updates on what's going on. And Cuomo, detailing a new book about what's going on with the pandemic. He had a little spats with Trump, and now he's putting a book together. He had those press conferences every week to inform the public on what's going on. Now, don't be surprised if Andrew Cuomo runs for president one day. Who knows? He got ties to the Kennedy family, if you know what I mean. All right. All right. Well, that is right now. But in a minute, when we return, we'll have more on the tape. I said, don't go anywhere. Stick around. This is the tape here on Connect. Welcome back to the tape. I'm your host as always, Dix here. Glad you're doing this Thursday, October 15th, 2020. And we're nearly 15 days away to Halloween. Yeah. Good God. This time going fast. 2020 going fast. I think some people want 2020 to go. Others, like, man, it's already on the verge of leaving. So, first thing first, join the conversation using the hashtag tape here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is Cam right here on the screen. Subscribe. And like I said, the tape is the hub of pop culture each and every week. Entertainment moments of the week. We try to ball them up and see what's going on. Speaking of that, we'll talk about that on the news later. But on the political rundown. Now, President Trump had his pep rally, and he said the most outlandish thing that a U.S. president would ever said. Take a look.
I feel so powerful. I'll walk into that audience. I'll walk in there. I'll kiss everyone in that audience. I'll kiss the guys and the beautiful women and everybody. I'll just give you a big fat kiss. No, but there is something.
Trump wants to offer kisses. And he want to kiss men, women, babies, animals. My God, and we're in the midst of a pandemic. They tell folks not to do this stuff, but they just, that's the wonder. Do married people got to still kiss some girlfriend, boyfriend? That's what I still wonder about that. Who knows? I guess we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of the president's Supreme Court pick, Judge Amy Coney Barrett, she had her court proceedings to be confirmed, and the House, the Congress, let a lasting effect on her. Asked about her philosophy and principles on Roe versus Wade, the Affordable Health Care Act, and all of a sudden they asked, since she's a mother of adopted black children, what did she think of the George Floyd incident? Take a look.
Should have been struck down.
No, I'm not. I was not. I said I was not chastising. All I was doing was expressing well, I mean, and as I've said several times, it's how the Chief Justice himself characterized it. It's not the most natural reading of that language. And all I was doing
if I might, Your Honor, I don't think the Chief Justice would agree with that characterization. He didn't describe his own opinion as not plausible.
He said less natural. And I thought it was implausible.
But not unsound.
So, Senator Coons, I certainly would not and did not criticize or chastise the Chief Justice or impugn his integrity. It is true that Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Scalia took different approaches to the text in the Affordable Care Act case, which is something that's widely acknowledged.
I'm simply trying to make clear that I think your writing here in 2017 in Constitutional Commentary, yes, the majority of it is a book review.
Senator, as you might imagine, given that I have 2 Black children, that was very, very personal for my family. Jesse was with the boys on a camping trip out in South Dakota, so I was there, and 17-year-old daughter Vivian, who's adopted from Haiti. All of this was erupting. It was very difficult for her. We wept together in my room, and then it was also difficult for my daughter Juliet, who's 10. I had to try to explain some of this to them. I mean, my children, to this point in their lives, have had the benefit of growing up in a cocoon where they have not yet experienced hatred or violence. And for Vivian, you know, to understand that there would be a risk to her brother or the son she might have one day of that kind of brutality has been an ongoing conversation. It's a difficult one for us, like it is for Americans all over the country.
You saw right there, Amy Coney Barrett is likely to expect to be confirmed, but she had a little heart with the George Floyd situation that she still can't fathom and still can't explain. I guess sometimes when you kind of like different races and stuff, you can't explain it. And it's like when you're a white woman, how can you explain what's going on in a Black family? And vice versa. Black people have suffered enough and suffered due different injustices. Suffer like a lot of people, like the Mexicans, the Indians. People have suffered throughout the world, and we got to put that word white privilege. So Amy Coney Barrett was in that spectrum of the white privilege. She has to get to understand what society is, and her kids living inside of a cocoon. She got to have them to see that. So hopefully she'll get to that point later. Speaking of that, Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced Tuesday that the Senate will vote on a target COVID-19 relief bill next week. Woo! Man, the COVID-19 relief bill, hopefully it gets passed. A lot of families who's need relief, and they can get back on their feet, pay their bills, do whatever, or perhaps save their money. Save their money. So, big up if they can pass it without the Republicans trying to say this is what we want on here, then the Democrats say this is what we want. They come in a mutual agreement and they work it out, and so everyone's favor. So, Mitch McConnell's announcement comes as Trump tweeted, "Stimulus, go big, go home." What the hell is you talking about? You be this Twitter and stuff. It's just like he just tweets stuff and doesn't make any sense, and he don't even know what he be talking about. He be rambling so many times. I be thinking to myself like, oh my God, what are you talking about, Trump? Come on. Oh my God. It's just ridiculous. All right. On the reality show Clip Down this week, Real Housewives of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey marries Mike Hill, who's hosts Fox Soul and the Fox stuff on the Fox Network, sports. They married and had a lavish ceremony, real nice, real pretty and stuff. But some people think that it's going to work for now, but some people think it might not last long. Because Mike Hill has a lot of friends that are girls. So, do you think this is a deal breaker? If you have a lot of friends that the male have a lot of girlfriends, and a girl had a lot of boyfriends. So, you know what I'm saying? That kind of rises the hour and stuff. So, we'll see on that. It's getting weirder and weirder each week. Speaking on that, perhaps on a future episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, there's been a lot of tea chat going on where there was Cynthia's bridal party, and Portia. A lot of people allege that it's Portia Williams and Tanya Smith slept with the stripper. Well, you see by these tweets, Portia and Tanya making like subliminal messages. Even the stripper made a message. Take a look.
I'm not just a stripper. I'm the stripper. I built the entire brand off of professionalism, and it don't just stop here, y'all. I got fans, followers, and supporters that's been around for years that can attest to that. The rumors and allegations that's going around right now, straight bullshit. Although I'm flattered to be in the same conversation as those beautiful women, nothing happened. I don't need any unnecessary mileage on my dick. Again, nothing happened. Y'all be cool.
While the stripper saying he's been professional, I guess he's basically saying that he's gonna not kiss nor tell. You know what? It's just getting more crazy and crazy. We had to find out when the new season comes next month. So, I know how they go. Speaking of another case on The Bachelorette, the new Bachelorette, Claire Crawley, started off this season trying to be the Bachelorette, meeting the guys. And let's see what Claire has in store for all the guys. Take a look.
You want us to clarify?
I'm not done yet.
You are done. Get out of here. You want clarification.
You just don't know when it's going to happen.
But you don't have top secret clearance.
What is happening? Congratulations, you've just blown up The Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette.
They saw that Claire Clavering. A lot of people saying that she might walk out of The Bachelor. I'm going to be watching, see as we go, see how all this entanglement comes together and see if a new Bachelorette joins the cast. That's crazy. One Bachelorette comes in, another one leaves out. Come on. Oh, God. Oh, my God. All right. On news is this week, basketball great Shaquille O'Neal revealed that he'll vote for the first time in the 2020 election. Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me. So you telling me you didn't vote for the Barack Obama vote? Or you didn't vote for when Bill Clinton, when you were eligible to vote during the Clinton years, when Bill Clinton first ran for president? You tell me you wasted the whole 90s, the 2000s, and 2010s not voting? See, rich people just vote when they want to vote. Just it's something going on with them. I'm telling you. They said Snoop Dogg, Mike Tyson also opened up in the minute. This is going to be the same. You got to be kidding me. Now, I know Mike Tyson. Now, Mike Tyson, he a different cat. Now, Snoop Dogg, different cat too. Snoop Dogg vote for anybody who legalized marijuana. So you know Snoop Dogg will vote for Biden and Harris since they want to legalize marijuana. That's just a given. Now, Mike Tyson, I get that, Mike Tyson ain't all there, but you know how they go. But the women on the Real Act, should voting be mandatory? And do you tend to judge sometimes if they don't vote? Take a look.
Upcoming election for the first time, NBA superstar Shaquille O'Neal. In a recent episode in the big podcast of Shaquille with Shaq, 48-year-old revealed that he has never voted before this year. Isn't that shocking? I was really surprised by it. I'm glad he didn't feel ashamed in saying it, but my takeaway was he didn't vote for Barack. That was, to me, when I know I was even more proud to vote. So the fact that he didn't do it then, he's doing it now, which hooray. But I think I'm really surprised that he hadn't done it until now. What do you guys think about that?
I'm with you, Garcelle. I was absolutely befuddled over such a big election year for anybody Black. But at the same time, there are many people that are just like Shaq. Many people who have never voted. I don't even know if they're still going to vote now.
Way
Way
more
more. They're constantly fighting for people, at the age of 18, people who are over the age of 50. We're still battling this. So, hey, if it means him admitting this will get somebody else to get off their butt and vote, amazing. Let's do so. One thing I have a problem with is why voting is not mandatory. And to be even more specific, not only do I wish it was mandatory, but I wish voting was taught in school. Why is it that we have the option to learn about getting our driver's license and the rules of the road, but how powerful our voice is, so that you should look forward to it when you turn 18, the same way you look forward to getting your driver's license at 16. This needs to be taught in school.
Gina Mind trying to lead the crusade on that. Good luck on that. She's more focused on trying to win Dance with the Stars, but how you gonna tell somebody to vote when they don't want to vote? You know, they're just like telling somebody, go take a bath or go find a job. Now that's the one universal thing most people have in common. Go find a job. But some want to find a job, some just ain't motivated to find a job. That's just how the way it is. You know how it be. But I'm shocked. Snoop, Mike Tyson, and Shaq, you would have thought they would have been voting by now. What other celebrities out here ain't voting? It just, gets me. Also, AMC theaters saying they may close down due to COVID, and they said that their resources is depleting through probably like late this year in 2021. Now, the new thing is streaming. Streaming has been a new popular tool, here on YouTube. Connect TV on YouTube. Streaming. The stream was getting the money, and you can watch theaters on your phone, on your TV, on your tablet. You can watch TV anywhere. You ain't even got to go to the movie. You just go back, get some popcorn. Streaming gonna end the theater business. I'm telling you, within the next 5 years. Woo. I'm telling you. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. And finally, the viral video of the week. On the viral video of the week. All right. As students across America adapt to virtual learning, aimed to the COVID-19 pandemic, what happens when a teacher tries to help teach her students and technology fails for them? And watch what the students do with this.
In El Paso, Parkland Elementary School teacher Emily Pickering with her second graders when all of a sudden Mrs. Pickering's internet drops out.
We'll try and at least discuss.
Guys, what happened? She left the meeting. I kicked her up the internet.
And one of the students notices something, that the class is still being recorded.
She can watch us and see that we're not behaving. Yeah, I know. So we should behave. Yeah, you're right. We would get in big trouble with our parents. We'll be toast. Toast means we're in trouble.
Toast. And when one student hears that word, an idea about toast.
What toast? I'll maybe have toast for breakfast tomorrow. Toast and eggs? That sounds really good with lettuce. Mm-hmm.
And in King, North Carolina, Ms. Westmoreland's class 2.
Is it just me, or did Miss Westmoreland leave the call? I think that's true. Miss Westmoreland actually left the call. Can you see me? Yeah. Can you see me?
We loved it. Good night.
As you saw right there, the students picked up the pieces, and some were talking about toast, and some were talking about they want toast. I didn't know toast was part of the objective, but it can't be. Y'all need to be learning not to learn about toast unless you want to learn what toast made from and how do you start a toast. But something to keep their minds at ease during this pandemic, this new normal, in this new world that we living in. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of The Take on this Thursday, October 15, 2020. We'll be back for another edition of Take next week. next Thursday here on Connect. I've been your host, Kendrick, saying so long, and we'll see you next time for another edition of The Tape. See you later.